That's all part of your preparation during the week and your pregame preparation.
Do you adjust that much based on what the kicker does in that pregame?
Well, you have it, going in. That's part of the advanced scouting report that's going on right now. So, I mean, that's what we do on Mondays. But so you have a range. Bones will break it down based on the tape, and his history and so forth. And then then we have someone chart that charts it in pregame. So then with that you have because Dan needs that information. Just like last week in Tampa. I think the mark there was 40, but like anything, if you can keep, because it changes the trajectory, and and it also may put you in a certain type of rush. So all those things factor in your game plan.
Mike, how much is Tony Pollard's success directly related to Zeke and the threat of Zeke and the 1-2 combo part of that?
Well, I think the fact that they play the run styles play off of one another is very useful, especially for a game plan, and the fact that you don't have to lean one way or the other too, because Tony can run all the concepts, Zeke can run all the concepts. So with the balance we were looking for, I think Zeke was 44 plays and Tony was 21. So I mean it's a long year. So that I really like the combination that we're using there. So I would say they complement each other very well. It's part of both of their success. That's the way I'd answer your question.
What's the process been like, just gauging how much from a snap count standpoint, putting on Micah's plate, given all the positions he's been doing, based on what he's shown thus far, do you feel like he's ready for more?
Well, you mean more as far as play time, or I think it's just like anything. It's based on what position he plays, and obviously when he's playing outside, he's rushing against 310-pound men, 320-pound men, so that's all factored into. We have a projected play time that in our final review with the coordinators we go through Saturday mornings, so we have a projected play time for every player, so and no different from Micah. Is that what you're looking for?
I suppose so. I guess I look at him and I look at Basham and I look at Dorrance, and Micah, his productivity is pretty off the charts. And so, I understand that the comparison is a little different compared to like a linebacker, but at his position, it seemed like maybe he might be ready for more. Well,
I think this. He plays two positions. He creates targeting challenges for the offense. So we'll maximize that opportunity the best we can. But I think we all recognize the week that we went through last week. We had some changes midweek, and so that all factors into it too.
The ones in the tape was still a little bit better than what you thought, because you said he was pretty good at the game.
Oh, yeah, he graded out very well. I thought he played very well, and I think really the way the game started was exactly what we were looking for. So, and I thought Terrence took that opening drive and just carried it through pretty much the whole game. So, yeah, I thought he played extremely well.
How did Damari come out with the ribs, and anybody else kind of get?
We had a couple guys. Yeah, Mari had the ribs. I think he put, we'll see Wednesday how he feels. We'll go a mock game only on Wednesday, so our Wednesday type practice will be on Thursday. But Carlos Watkins has a knee sprain, and Dorrance Armstrong has an ankle.
Is Mari just bruised, or any fracture or ribs, or?
I would probably put in the classification of bruised.
The mock game's because you have a game on Monday, I assume. Yeah,
we're kicking everything. We call it a bonus Wednesday.
Did they get a victory Monday?
No, they didn't.
Huh?
No, we worked today.
Okay.
It was growth Monday. If you're
Fast and Furious Friday, Growth Monday.
Opponent Wednesday, workload Thursday, launch Saturday. So there you go. What else you want?
You talked about it last night, about needing that victory, building on it with these 3 home games. Important to establish yourself at home, and you got a chance to really get on the roll right now.
Well, I think like anything, the home opener is always special. I mean, in the fact that we're going to be playing in front of our home crowd, especially after playing in front of our home crowd yesterday was cool. But no, but yeah, it's to have three in a row. I mean, you definitely want to take advantage of that. I mean, there's no doubt about it. But at the end of the day, these games are so hard to win, especially on the road. And then the hardest games, in my opinion, are the division games, and that's really where the focus is on. I didn't even talk about the 3 games to the team. We're all about Philadelphia right now.
Mike, has Randy Gregory been cleared from the COVID list, and do you have any other changes in COVID protocol?
Randy, my understanding is Randy will be in the building Wednesday is when he'll return.
It was just reported that the Eagles' Zach Ertz has been put on the COVID list. How will that change your defensive philosophy?
Well, we're not that far into it. So, frankly, we just finished up with the players at 2:30, and we're having our advanced scouting meetings. That's going on right now. So once we dive into the game plan tonight and tomorrow, we'll see how it shakes out.
I think Leighton drew 3 holding calls in his play time. I don't know, is play time production per snap something you guys monitor? He's pretty 37 snaps, 7 tackles, the sack, the holds. Do you guys break it down that way?
Yeah, I mean we have a software that we developed here internally that's pretty much charts everything. Play time, production. We also keep track of all the fundamentals, the technique, because not only we grade them for their performance, we're always as a coaching staff we're always building the next cut up. We're always so all the things we practice and all the things we do in the game. So it's a very extensive grading process that our coaches do a great job with.
Well, with Randy back, what do you kind of envision for Micah without giving away any secrets? Will it be similar to what he did, or will it be kind of a little bit back to what he had?
Really, the game plan will answer that. Obviously they're a new coaching staff. I had a chance to watch them. Probably the first 3 quarters on TV yesterday. While I was at the stadium. So, they're doing a lot of spread offense. It looked like mostly all spread. Just at the time I was watching them. So, the game plan will answer that.
Last night you were talking about after losing Lawrence last week, and you talked about the adjustment that was made defensively, I think was how you termed it as far as the scheme. Can you walk us a little bit through that process? Because that happens, we have an injury to a key player where you already have the defensive or offensive game plan. The guy goes out in practice. How does that work from that point going forward as far as?
Well, usually, the first thing, and I learned this from Marty Schottenheimer, and when you're assistant coach, you really don't like it, but now that you're a head coach, you clearly understand it. You usually cut your volume. So anytime you have sudden change, whether it's in a game, personnel during the week, the normal process is usually you cut back on your volume, and that's frankly what we did.
What stood out on Zach Martin's film?
Oh, I thought it was very physical, and I thought as a whole, that the offensive line, this is the two games we played, just the way we were apexing the run. I thought we did a really good job commanding the line of scrimmage, and I think Zach graded out extremely high. So with that, I thought he had a hell of a game.
Y'all expressed belief in Greg after last week also, but is there any more faith in him after this week, and why did you decide to give him the game ball?
Well, he made the game-winning field goal, so it was pretty easy. But he had a great week, and I think, like all of us, he's our teammate, he's our brother. You obviously want to win the game, and for him to have that success, he definitely earned it. And so, but he also won the game ball for special teams this week. We hand out a game ball after each win. We'll present that to the players on Sunday. So offense, Tony Pollard was a game ball winner. On defense, J. Ron Kearse was a game ball winner, and Greg was the game ball winner on special teams. Is that good news? I see a lot of guys on their phone. Said something good today, Rich. How about that?
Tweeting the game balls.
Tweeting the game balls.
What's Kearse giving you these first couple of games? He's played almost all the snaps.
No doubt. I thought he was all over the field. Number one, I love his play style, his intensity, his production. He had the interception. In my view, that was a tough call to see go against him. I thought he was in really good coverage on it. Excellent, Jared Cook played him outside leverage there. So, but he's really the utilization of him in matchups has been a real asset for us. But I just love the way he played both, in the run and the pass.
Versatility to be able to kind of come around, play
Absolutely.
slots on.
Absolutely.
Is there a name, I hope it's not proprietary, just what you guys call it, but when you have 3 safeties on the field at one time,
Yep.
what is the name?
It's proprietary.
Mike, you've coached a million games. Does yesterday's win constitute a steal and a win?
Stealing a win?
Yeah.
No.
Escaping with a win?
Not at all. I think we clearly went in there yesterday expecting to win, and there wasn't a point in the game that we didn't expect to win that game. No, I didn't look at that as stealing a win. We had a lot of respect for what they accomplished the week before. We obviously being an uncommon opponent. I thought our players did a great job in the extra preparation, getting ready for their matchups. So, we believe we're going to win that game from start to finish.
What did that win say about the growth of your defense? So much has been said. It was first win, I guess, for a Cowboys team scoring under 30, when they scored less than 30 points since 2018. And you usually have to score a lot because of the defense issue with the held to 17 and got the 2 turnovers. I think every drive they had was in Cowboys territory. But
well, I think like a lot of things in football, you get what you emphasize, and sometimes you get what you tolerate. And I think our defense, they hold each other to a high accountability. I mean, I think these guys, you see these guys interact, their meetings, the communication level is extremely high. I would definitely, and it's something you're always working on. Every football team's working on it, but I just think that the standard that's been set in the room, and they're committed to it. So I mean, we got really good leadership throughout the locker room, and I think it's very evident over there on defense this year.
Does that start with Dan? You talk about communication of that group. Does that start with Dan interview?
Absolutely. No, Dan's done a tremendous job. I mean, I think like anything. I mean, Dan is as excellent as a communicator that I've ever worked with. So he's the same guy every day, brings the juice. His energy is the same every day. Very detailed in everything that he does, and everything that he commands, he gives it to them tenfold. So I mean, he's been a huge asset for us.
You mentioned Kellen was patient as a play caller a couple of times. Why is that hard to be patient as a play caller, and what were they doing that made patience be the right way to go about it?
Well, just you watch the game, particularly how they played their coverages. So we went in there with a plan of we needed to be high completion percentage. So between Kellen and Dak, I thought they knocked that out of the park. Our 3-step game was way up yesterday compared to the week before, and that's something you have to be patient with. Especially with our receivers, you'd like to take more shots down the field, and there's a discipline to that. I thought Kellen called an excellent game.
As a young play caller, is that something like you just need to go through it to learn patience? Because you might just say, okay, let's take a shot here, whether it's there or not.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's fair. I mean, I think Kellen has shown in his time as a coordinator that he can put his foot on the gas and put up big numbers. I love that about him. His aggressiveness, not only in calling a game, but also in the game plan component of it. So, being patient and playing complimentary football, it takes a discipline, and I thought he was excellent yesterday.
You talked before about keeping him in place when you came because of the continuity and the relationship with that, but still, you'd called plays. You're going to turn that over. You hadn't worked with him before. How many meetings did you have with him where you were comfortable and convinced that this is a guy we need to keep in place? This is going to work.
Well, I mean, it was something that I gave a lot of thought to, and it was difficult. I mean, it was actually funny because we were joking. Doug and I was joking about this before the game. I was in there just going through my call sheet, and Kellen and I were standing on the sideline in the preseason game against Jacksonville. So because Doug called that game, so. And Kellen says, "Man, I'm bored stiff." I said, "You're talking to the wrong guy, man. Tell me about it." So, it was a big decision personally for me. But when I looked at this opportunity, and was blessed to get this opportunity, it was about Dak Prescott. What was the best? What would be the best to continue to advance? Dak, and the first thought was the language. And just watching Kellen, as a player, and I remember when he was coming out of Boise and Chris Peterson talking about what he thought of him as a player, but not only his football mind. He's a coach's son, all those things. So I thought it was a very natural transition because, frankly, my focus was I knew the biggest change was going to be the defense. We knew there's a defensive system that was here for a long time, and that was my focal point. And I thought it was clearly the best thing for Dak, and this is, like I tell him, Dak, when we talk football, this is his offense. I want him to have the same offense his whole career. I've been fortunate to work with Hall of Fame quarterbacks, and when they have being systematic and building that system around them is a big part of the success on offense, and that's the way it'll always be as long as I'm standing up here.
Kellen interviewed for the Eagles job in the offseason. Were you thinking that, okay, he's going to get an opportunity here sooner rather than later?
Oh, I think he's ready. Yeah, I mean, in my personal opinion, I'll work with him for over a year. I think he'd be an excellent candidate for any head coaching job.
It's only 2 weeks in, but how good is Dick's playing right now?
Oh, really good. I mean, he's had two tremendous matchups, 2 weeks in a row, and he's answered the bell. He's had some. The only negative in his game has been the combative penalties. And if you don't have combative penalties as a football team, maybe you got to look at, maybe we're not playing hard enough. So, other than that, I think he's played at a very high level.
You mentioned it with the first-year head coaches, Staley and now Sirianni. What's the challenges that present to you guys? Just no time on task, watching and see what they really are.
The newness. I mean, it's we're in the era of unscouted looks, and everybody's coming out of the off season. Usually the first 4 games it takes to really get a beat on tendencies and how guys really wants to play, and so and then top it off with the whole different spread offense. So that the newness of their staff is going to be the challenge.
But Leighton and Jalen's attitude, obviously so much was focused on Micah. They were big guys here, and obviously they didn't get a lot of play time last week, but they stayed in tune and certainly were able to control yesterday. Yeah,
I just think it points to their commitment and really, tells you a lot about them as men, as individuals. I think, both Leighton and Jalen have been so consistent, and I know just in my time here, and I say that I know all the time, but that's what I appreciate. I think players and coaches, it's important to be the same personality every day. It's everybody's in charge of their own energy. It's important to be consistent with your energy every day, and I think those guys exemplify that very well.
With Amari on the ribs, was that from the hit that he took earlier in the game in the end zone, or was it that play? Do you know, or something he'd been dealing with?
I think there's that play, and it's something he was dealing with for a little bit from last week.
On Dak's interception, what was the coaching point? And there are a couple guys over there. Who was the intended receiver?
It was the intended receiver, CD.
On one of the touchdown runs, Dalton's blocking showed up on Bosa. What does he agree in that game, especially when you're trying to help out?
I thought both our tight ends blocked very well. I thought Dalton, probably had one of his best performances blocking. I thought we had, a couple of plays in that first series that we can clean up. But I thought that the run blocking unit as a whole, and those guys were definitely at the point of it. Particularly when we were trying to lean right by design. And we needed a big performance from our tight ends, and we got it yesterday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.
All right. Really appreciate everybody for being in on this episode of The Next Day. The Cowboys came out victorious. The final score was 20-17. Shout out to everybody that watched the game. If this is your first time watching this episode with me, be sure to hit that like button, share this content, and subscribe for more Cowboys information and beyond. I didn't get a chance to hear the very first part of the interview, but I'm quite sure that they were just talking, and we just got to the meat of it right now. I believe that we got 3 home games in a row but we can't look at the last two or what have you. The focus and the attention will be on the Philadelphia Eagles. Shout out to everybody that understand that this is a journey. This is a marathon, not a sprint. This is not, hey, you win and lose the Super Bowl in September. But I do believe this, that momentum can carry you all the way through in these next few games. The momentum is what we're looking for, right? Really appreciate you guys. So I know you guys understand that part of it. And shout out to Parson. Shout out to Parson being able to just say, okay, Coach, whatever you want me on, I will do it. Coach, you want me to play defensive edge? Coach, you want me to play Mike? Coach, I believe even if you say, hey, we want you to play safety, Parson will be that guy. And heading into the Eagles game, we normally don't do this talk until Tuesday or Wednesday, but my schedule is going to be different this week. I'll be flying out to California, so it'll be a whole different schedule. But neither here nor there. Really appreciate everybody for tuning in. Build momentum game by game. Yeah. You got to build that momentum. You got to. And let me see. I think I got. That's Terrence Steele. That's Tony Pollard. I want to hear this guy right quick. Let's see what he had to say.
From like Thursday on, based on what it was Wednesday in practice?
After Wednesday, obviously learning to play linebacker. After practice, Coach Q came to me and was like, man, we're going to need you to step up big for us this week. And instantly I just said, all right, Coach, like, let's play. You know what I mean? After sitting out a year, I ain't going to deny opportunity to get on the field. So I knew my most snaps could come from me rushing the passer today, and I just took it head on from Thursday to today, prepared to be able to play at a high level.
So he said prepared to be able to play at a high level. You guys hearing what he's saying? Now, of course, this game, when you think about, the war, it's just not like a situation where you look at it and say, we'll just put the kid out there and let him see whether or not he can swing or swim. No, this is absolute war. And you got to take advantages of the opportunity. And like he said, he didn't play football in a long time. And wherever coach wanted him to play at, he'll be willing to do that. Michael sound like Zeke. I feel you though, Pete. Appreciate you.
Played that much in?
High school.
Was it natural, or did you come back, or was there some rough moments for you?
I mean, a lot of it was natural. I mean, some people had a long day out there.
What was the best part of making that switch over?
The best part is really just reason why I say they drafted me. I mean, I'm just showing different versatility what I can do. And I think, after
shout out to you, Red.
Open the playbook even more. I mean, I think my teammates and Coach Q put an unbelievable amount of faith in me, and it just keeps building my confidence up to realize I could do much more than what I thought I could do.
You look forward to moving around throughout the season? You look forward to moving around throughout the season?
Of course, manipulating matchups and taking advantage of the matchups we got out there. I think that's what makes good football teams great.
Can you talk a little bit about the sack of Herbert?
Now, before he get into more details, and I know we don't talk Eagles right now, I'm supposed to wait till Wednesday. However, what he's talking about is, hey, taking advantages of the situation, moving here, moving there. Here's my thoughts on this. When you playing against a guy that's mobile, like a Jalen Hurts, you want that spy, you want that linebacker to cover sideline to sideline. You want to take away the flats, of course, and you want to secure the edge. Now, from what I've known from the Cowboys, running quarterbacks be giving us fits. However, last season we were able to manage. They used CJ. Remember they used CJ as the quote-unquote linebacker last game, the time we played the Eagles, and I believe we did a great job with CJ at that linebacker spot / safety. This is something that we probably have to take a real good opportunity and look at it as well. Let me see. Greg Berry says Steele is solid, played good at the end of last season. I'm seeing some people talking good about Terrence Steele. Shout out to Terrence Steele for what he did last game. But keep in mind, we playing against a different type of front. The front that we just recently played, he was just one guy, Joey Bosa. Now we got guys, of course, that we're going to be facing. That's all they do. They're going to try to stop everything as it relates to run, and it's more of a heavier front. And I'm not sitting here saying that you should fear that front, but it's just a different caliber and scheme. Now, the Eagles' philosophy is different from the Chargers. Chargers' philosophy was, hey, we give you the run. We want you to run. We take away the deep ball. Now, the Eagles, we don't want you to run. We're going to try to stop the run and force you to pass, whether it be a single high safety look, man-to-man on the outside. So this should be a good production from Dak Prescott type of game. But you got to have your edge guys as it relates to right tackle blocking more in pass pursuits opposed to run. So let's see how this thing goes.
You pushed him all the way back to the 30, that play and how it developed.
They did a post play where the guard pulled. Once I read out a run, I was able to beat the guard and do heavy pursuit. I mean, I was chasing him all day. I really wanted Herbert, and I finally got to him. So, I was happy about that.
Michael, your civil reaction to getting your first career win?
That's because, I think we should have won last week, and, I feel like we supposed to win. You know what I mean? I don't know any team out there that prepares more than, Coach Mike and Coach Q prepares us. And, our expectation is to win. So, the first one's good, but it's a long way to go.
Are there different mindsets that you have when you're playing Mike linebacker as opposed to when you're full-time hand on the ground?
Nah, my main mindset is to be dominant throughout the whole game and, play at a high level. And every time I'm out there, make a play. So whether I'm rushing a quarterback or stuffing a run, that's what I want to do, is be dominant as possible.
The way that, pass rushers rotate during the course of a game, is that frustrating at all that they were giving you series off and things like that?
Yeah, just as a competitor, I hate coming off, you know what I mean? So when I'm coming off, I'm like, damn, why am I coming off? Like, I feel like I'm just warming up, you know what I mean? Like, I said something to Coach J. I said, man, next week I'm going to have to get some linebacker when I'm not there. Let me go to the rush. Like, I just want to do it all. Yeah. I'm just embracing everything they throwing at me, because the more I could get on the field, the more I could play. And I feel like the more I could help this team win.
There you go.
What does your necklace say, and what's the story behind it?
Versace. My freshman year of high school, I was singing Drake, Versace, Versace, Versace. And, man, it's like, oh, that's Click. Oh, Sachi, that's your nickname. And it clicked since high school, so all my homeboys call me Sachi. It's my alter ego.
You're a little like Sax, so I just wanted to make sure.
You're talking to about wanting what this defense could do this year.
That was a pointless question there, by the way.
First time Dallas has won a game when the offense didn't score 30 points, going back to December of 2018. Does this kind of send a signal what this defense you think it can be this year and how you're kind of changing how it's viewed?
I mean, we ain't the same. There's a whole bunch of new guys on this team that we got this offseason. This is a brand new defense in 2021. We ain't that 2017, 2018, or even last year.
Get them.
New year, Dallas Cowboys. So we don't even worry about that. We worry about what we're going to do now.
How much pride does this defense take in getting takeaways, and what did the two mean today?
We emphasize it every day. Ball, ball, ball. When we in practice, coach emphasizes punching the ball. When we touch our hands, we do ball drills every day. They always talk about capitalizing when the ball's in our favor and it's there. We got to capitalize every time. So we emphasize every day. And so far this year, when the ball touched our hands, we've been able to take it away, or whether it's a fumble or anything like that, we've been able to grab it. So we just got to keep working at the daily habits.
That's good stuff from him. That was the end of that interview. Appreciate everybody for watching. The biggest points that I'm taking away from his mindset and his mental capacity is that he's competitive. He's competitive, He's competed everything, and he's one of those guys that he don't want to fold. No. At every given chance and opportunity, he's trying to make a play, and I love it. Shout out to him. Shout out to him all the way, man. I like the way he speak on the football game. All right, let's listen to – we're going to try to shoot through these interviews. Be sure to check out the DallasCowboys.com to listen to the full interviews, though, by the way.
It feels so good to win. We went out there, competed, held up in the red zone a lot.
It's Trayvon Diggs.
Even on the 3 points, not any touchdowns and stuff like that. So, we were just holding up and, feel good to win.
You faced a lot of great receivers, one of them being your older brother your whole life. How good is Keenan Allen as far as, he's such a great route runner?
Yeah, he is a good wide receiver, like real good routes, good tempo with his routes and stuff like that. It was a good competition today. I enjoyed it, and yeah.
It looked like you did travel with him a lot. Maybe not every time, but
no, I traveled with him every time. But yeah, sometimes we was in zone, so I couldn't really, get right there. But I was following the whole game.
And then
whole game.
Go back to your interception. I mean, there's always a knock on. Well, corners aren't you're supposed to have great hands. You're ending that trend, huh?
Yeah, I'm trying to. Working on my hands every day. Just trying to be around the ball as much as I can, get my hands as many balls as I can, make sure I catch it. So you get more interceptions, get turnovers. Lead off on the team, and everybody get interceptions.
Facts.
Which one?
Facts.
This one right here?
It was home. That was home. That was our home game.
It almost had like a college atmosphere. It seemed like a bowl game as far as back and forth. Just talking about the intensity of the crowd and kind of, both teams were feeding off of it.
Definitely. We really missed that last year. We got that this year. The crowd, really need the crowd. And, it's great. Our fans are great. They travel.
Facts.
Come and see us play, and we needed them a lot.
No Gregory, no Donovan Wilson, no Tank. You guys figured out ways to do it. Michael Parsons rushing here and all that. You guys had Jaron Kearse coming in. Just what does it speak for the resiliency and the depth of the defense to come and do that?
It's real good. You got to have depth in the defense. Next somebody go down, next man got to step up, and we expect the same play from them as we do from the starters. So everyone stepped up, everyone did their job, and we came out with the dub.
Awesome, enjoy it.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right, so that was Diggs right there. Why don't y'all put your hands together for his birthday? I think he turned, 24, 25? Y'all let me know. I think he turned 24. Yeah. Birthday to him, right? Shout out to one of the mods, J Farm, man. I saw your comment earlier about Tony Pollard. You did mention that. You did say that.
Anyone concerned we scored 3 points in 3 quarters? San Diego has 2 TDs called back and 11 penalties. They handed us the game. D looked great. DC4L.
Appreciate you, Mark, for the donation there. I'm going to go with what Coach said in his live presser. He don't believe that the game was stolen. He believed that we earned it. And on top of that, I get what you're saying. Whereas they had 2 touchdowns called back. But we can also argue the fact that they also called a blatant pass interference on Jaron Kearse that wasn't really there. So and on top of that was a long drive that we can see that Asante Samuel pulled Amari Cooper on back and fought through the body or what have you, and it was a clear PI and there was no whistle. So I mean, we can't allow the aficionados to be the deciding factor of a game, right? But we got to look at this thing, of course, objectively and say, yeah, this team need to clear up a lot of things in red zone opportunities. But what I look at this team, how their first series and the first drive, if they can clear that up and keep it just like that for 4 quarters, we unstoppable. But at some point, this team on the offensive side got to be hitting like that. I can deal with the defense giving up some stuff, but I need for this offense to step it up and just be on the same page. And the good thing about it, it don't have to be in September. The mighty Bill Parcells used to say, we would know more about this team when November hit. And he used to say right around Thanksgiving. That's a long way from right now. It seems like it's a short way when you look at the NFL schedule. But in reality, we'll know more about this team in November. But you don't want to see them peaking right now. MK, I feel you on that one. Let's listen to KZ.
You guys are supposed to have all these defensive players that are out, and it's such an uphill battle, and you did, but you guys figured out different ways to do it. How satisfying is it that you guys were able to do that?
It was satisfying. I mean, the next man up at the end of the day. I started my career off.
If y'all said that I look like James Harden, what have you, y'all say I look like James Harden, and actually I'm 9 years older than James Harden. This dude look like JoJo. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, the next man up.
KC and JoJo, y'all remember them? Jodeci over here, man. We got,
at the end of the day. I started my career off, being a backup till somebody went down, and that's how I got to play. So a lot of young guys playing.
Or dark-skinned Ja Rule. Yeah. You do look like Ja Rule. Will I be without you? Where will I be? The way you walk, the way you talk, I'm real.
Got the win.
They do
good,
like Ja Rule a little bit,
we
too.
Still got to critique our game at the end of the day.
Walk me through the interception. I don't know.
I'm
He was
real.
trying to go to Allen and he fell down. What did you see?
See ball, get ball. That's me. Just see it, go get it.
See ball, get ball.
And then
Yeah.
also, I'm sure, the backyard football, you want to just take it as far as you can, but you kind of put the alert on and said, nah, let's get back in there.
Yeah, so
You wanted to, didn't you?
I wanted to take it out, but I realized who was in front of me. I didn't want to take no chances, putting that ball on the 5-yard line instead of the 20-yard
Ja
line.
Rule,
Getting
baby.
touchback. So, it was a hell of a play. Got down, get an office another opportunity.
So Curse had a play.
Jodeci.
Got called back. He had a great catch. Diggs had a catch. I mean, I thought the defensive backs weren't supposed to be ball hawks.
I mean, at the end of the day, we're going to look at the interceptions, but we still got a lot of stuff to critique, There's still too many passing yards out there.
I love it.
They
Critique.
had a lot of third
Yeah.
long, conversions.
We got to get off the field. At the end of the
Facts.
day.
I don't know if you called a road win or not, but it's because there was a lot of Cowboy fans. But just to come in an environment like this, get a win, get to 1-1, just how big is it for your football team?
It's big. Our head coach already told us how it's going to be. There's going to be a lot of teams we got to face like this year with a hell of an offense, and it's going to be a dogfight at the end of the day. Got to keep fighting. That's why we're in good condition. Got to keep on conditioning ourselves.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Good for him. Good for him. Tony P. Or y'all want to listen to Terrence Steele? Is it Tony P. or Terrence Steele? Which one? I'm going to let y'all decide on this other one. Let me let y'all decide. I know you miss my thug and my loving. Thug loving. I know you getting bored.
Pull the ball up and down the field. He did a good job of switching it up, but just keeping it.
Tony
Talk
P.
about how exciting that game was, just kind of the ups and downs, the ebbs and flows, and you guys get
Rewind
How
that
excited
thing.
is it?
It was big. It was big for the team. Having a tough game like that, a close one. Back and forth. Momentum just swinging. It's big for the offense to come out. Finish the game with the game-winning field goal and just come out with the dub.
Is this the biggest that you've been a part of a game plan in a while? Maybe since college, it felt like you and Z kind of really were 50-50 on those carries.
Yeah, we just wanted to go with who was hot. We both feed off each other. So if he was hot, we would have just went that way. But it just turned out that way for this game, and we got the dub.
There's a lot of talk about who's playing more, who should get more. You and Zeke have no controversy at all. Or you guys love to have the 1-2 punch.
Yeah, we're good. As long as we're getting W's, winning, everything's fine.
There we
You
go.
feel like you guys were able to you were kind of going a lot on the outside, had a few inside, you were mixing it up. Kellen did a nice job of kind of getting you guys doing different spots.
Yeah, he did a great job. Calling the plays for this week. Especially after the game we had last week. With an explosive offense. We were able to display. Show that we can move the ball up and down the field. He did a good job of switching it up, but just keeping the same energy.
How have you been able
Keeping
to
that
stay
same
patient
energy.
with knowing you can do more, be big part of the offense, but also not trying to rock the boat anyway, just know that the touches will come?
I've been doing this my whole life. Been the underdog my whole life. Overlooked. So I'm used to it. So I'm used to grinding and work for everything I have. So it comes natural to me.
You have 4 guys out of this game that I probably can count on one hand, with Tank and Gregory and Donovan Wilson and Gallup, and you guys were able to come in here and get this win. How big is it knowing that you guys are going to get better players coming back too?
It's just big, us coming out getting this team win with a lot of our
Team
big-time
win.
players, our big-time dogs not on the field. So it's big, it just shows the team that, we all can do this. We all we have.
Are you one of those big-time players, though?
You can say that.
Yeah.
Dak, down the stretch, he was like not in a hurry at all. You guys have complete confidence that you're going to get in field goal range, and then Zerline's going to make the kick.
Yeah, we practice that all the time. I couldn't even tell you how much we practice this on a weekly basis. It's over and over. So we're kind of used to it. It's second nature once we get out there on the field for game day.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations, baby. All right, let's listen to this guy, man. Terrence Steele, Skywalker Steele cousin. second cousin, third cousin.
Called Zach Martin president, and the president said that you had an outstanding game. So I don't know if you need him to say that, but how great is it that you guys get the win, and he's praising you and saying you played outstanding.
Yeah, I was just doing my job. That's a great team win. My job is just to block the ends, and that's what I was doing today. So I wasn't doing anything but my job, and we came out with a dub. That's ultimately what matters. So,
how confident were you going into the week that you knew you were going to play a lot? You heard a lot about Bosa and what he does, all that. But I mean, you've always had good confidence in yourself, right?
Yeah. To play in this league, you have to have major confidence in yourself. I worked my butt off this whole off season just for this moment, to prepare for this moment, and I still got to continue building off of this. Bosa is one hell of a player, definitely one of the top edge rushers in this league. So, just shouts to him. He's going to continue to do great things in this league. So,
was there a moment in the game when you got even more confidence and you said, maybe I want to say it was a touchdown that Zeke had. You guys pretty much right behind you.
Yeah.
You got your hands in the air. You were excited. Was that a moment that you were just like you knew?
Yeah.
You guys did some pushing there.
That's one of the greater feelings. Especially when the ball came right behind you and the scores. Yeah. There's not too many feelings in the world that matches that. So I would say the jitters got out after me after the first series, probably. So
take me back almost a year. You played right here, first start Rams, and then late in the game they're driving. I know there was a sack that happened on that side.
I remember that one too.
Yeah,
that one's still fresh in my head. I know exactly what he spun inside and got Dak on that one.
But how different is your mind and your confidence in a whole year of playing?
Yeah.
You played a lot of starts.
Yeah,
last year.
I did. Yeah, I'm definitely feel more comfortable out here for sure. Last year, my first year rookie, didn't have a preseason, all that yada yada yada. I definitely feel more confident this year in my abilities, and so did the Cowboys too. So.
Did you have to do any silent counts or anything? I mean, I know it was loud there, but I mean, it sounded like the Chargers had to maybe more than you guys did.
Yeah, I honestly think the Chargers had to worry about more than we did, but no, Dak's voice is loud. We could hear it. We had no problems. So.
How much confidence does the offense have in a 4-minute situation, like 3-minute situation like that, and say we're going to go down, we're going to score Dak, he's going to bleed all the clock, and we're going to go get him?
Man, we literally practice this every week. That exact situation. So it was no surprise to me that we went down there and executed like we did. So
appreciate it, man.
Yes,
Thank you so much.
Good interview right here, man. How y'all feel about Terrence Steele? So he got 4 more games to play without Lael Collins. So let me know, because we about to go on this streak right now. We about to go on this little run, and let me know how you guys feel of what Terrence Steele can do in these next 4 games without Collins. So, and if that's the situation, what to do about everything else, especially we'll know for sure those 4 games, there's valuable reps, there's time. Oh, my goodness, next year or 3 years from now, you'll be sitting there like, hey, you got Terrence Steele as a solid guy now. Those reps are valuable, and he gained a lot last year. So maybe it was like one of the growing pains that we had to go through last year for him to get to this moment. But we rough and rugged on players. We rough and rugged, and we'll find out how this guy can play against the Eagles that's coming up, Now, at this time, we can listen in to First Thing First, and listen to their reactions, and then that's so I can use this button right here. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So let's see how their reactions. I didn't get a chance to listen to these boys earlier, nor any of these other talk shows. So let's see what's going on and test the temperature out there. We scheme properly, make adjustments on the fly. When needed, we're going to feast. This is from Animanium. Appreciate you. 1986. Animanium. Appreciate you, man.
Hey, Chris Broussard, how should we feel about the Cowboys through 2 games now?
How y'all should feel about them?
Well, there's a lot of good to take from it, and I get where Dak's coming from. For him to beat a team with a winning record was big, because he had lost 10 of his last 12 games against teams with winning records. So that is a positive. The run game, as you saw from the stats, was a positive. Ezekiel Elliott looked good Tony Pollard looked great. That's interesting to watch there because Tony Pollard looks better than Zeke right now.
You know, that's going to be the narrative. And I like when I do these shows because I got to get out here to remove the narrative of who looks better and who looks this and who looks that. I do know that the new car is always the prettiest car, right? Or the shiny car, what have you, the car that everybody looks at and say, hey, man, that car can go a long way, man, because look at what it's doing. I come here to tell you guys that there is no division, there is no discord, there is no separation of Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard. So I got to slap these guys because I don't want this to be echoed again and everybody saying, look at Tony Pollard, look at what he's doing. Now, what will be the wonderful thing, and we can ride this. Y'all just hear me out. I know that a lot of people don't want me to say this. But if we can just ride this out with two of them, we can go far. We can go far. I said in my previous video, on my unlive video, that if you look at what the Steelers did, they had Jerome Bettis. Then they had this guy named Willie Parker. Y'all remember that? They call him Fast Willie Parker. And they was able to utilize both of them without sullying and denigrating the other. Do you guys remember that? Split that thing up. Let's roll with this thing. I got another one. Y'all remember Jamal Lewis way back in the days. And Priest Holmes, they was on the same team. They was doing their thing. So you don't have to have this battle between the two.
And Zeke looked solid yesterday.
There you go.
But Pollard looked special yesterday. But they did have the balance. I actually would have liked to have seen them throw it a little bit more, let Dak do his thing, but they were running it so well that they stuck with it, so I get it. But here's the thing, right? They don't look like a contender right now. They look like a team that can win the sorry NFC East, all right, and a team that can maybe win.
Nobody look like a contender right now. Nobody. Think about this. Now Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they starting out pretty good. They 2-0 right now. But last year during this time, a lot of people like, oh, man, look at the Tampa Bay. They wasn't really looking like a contender.
In a playoff game, but not a team that's a threat to go to the Super Bowl. They could easily be 0-2. All right, it was good for them to get the win, but the Chargers had tons of self-inflicted wounds. 2 penalties on the Chargers that cost them touchdowns. Literally cost them touchdowns. So the Chargers could have won that game, and then Dallas would be staring at 0-2. But it's good to learn from mistakes in a win.
We can also be 2-0. So
0-2. But it's good to learn from mistakes in a win better than learn from mistakes in a loss. So
I agree with that part, though.
They're what I thought they were, Nick.
Yeah, it only took 34 minutes, but Broussard finally got something right this morning. Tony Pollard's better than Zeke, and that's a problem for the Cowboys. It's good they.
Stop with that stuff, boy. We talk about what's better and what's not better, and I got to do this because we see about 5 million people that viewed this already on First Thing First. So. And there's 5 million more narratives that I got to correct, right? When we talk about the previous game, of course, Tony Pollard had some spark to it. I'm talking about the Tampa Bay. But I believe that your number 4 would not be standing upright if it wasn't for Ezekiel Elliott to put his nose down inside. You see, the thing is with the Dallas Cowboys, we look at the stat line and we say, see, this person is better. See, that person is better. But there are some things that you got to pay attention to that does not go on the stats. You would never see it on the stat sheet. You would never see it on the stat sheet. Case in point, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers game. Who was the most dominant player on that defensive side for them that first game? I'm going to give you a hint. His number was 5-0. That was his number. Vita Vea. But I come here to tell you guys, if you just look at the stat, his name was nowhere on the stat sheet. Didn't have a single tackle in the game. Didn't have a tackle for loss. Didn't get a sack. But he was the most dominant player on that team as it relates to that front five, their front four for them against our front five. See, a lot of people looking for the stat, but they don't look at the game. Ezekiel Elliott, also within the confines of their first game, he stood up inside that A gap. He stood up against that guy that was blitzing in from the B. So this Ezekiel Elliott, and I'm not saying or selling or denigrating Tony Pollard because he stood up inside and blocked too. But what I'm saying is that the most effective blocker was Ezekiel Elliott. You can't just look at one piece of the situation.
Have a legitimate quality NFL running back. It's bad that it's not the one on the $90 million contract. Tony Pollard was far better than Zeke yesterday, and Zeke was fine, but Pollard was clearly the better player. The Cowboys should feel good. They went on the road technically, even though that was a Cowboys home crowd, the way I said on Friday it would be, and got the win. And their defense held the Chargers to 17 points, but only, the defense was better, but not nearly as good as the points would suggest. A lot of long drives, some Herbert interceptions, some drives that stalled out. Broussard mentioned the 2 touchdowns that were taken off the board. So the Cowboys defense not quite as good as the final score might suggest, but they should feel good they got a win that I thought they were going to lose. I thought they were going to start the year 0-2.
I just want to slap because he said we're going to start off 0-2 now. Get over there into that corner.
But the biggest story to me from this game and what should make Cowboys fans the most anxious is Mike McCarthy is clueless. Folks might think I'm too hard on coaches. Nobody can watch what the Cowboys did in the final 3:56 of this game. They got the ball with 3:56 and 2 timeouts, and they end up field goal range. Coach, it's a 56-yarder, and our kicker's got a bad back. Nope! No need to use a timeout. No need to try to get it closer. We're in field goal range. Listen,
Was it 57 yards or was it 56? If it's 57, I'm going to give him a slap. If it was a 56 or 57-yard field goal. Y'all find that out right quick. He said 56, so y'all let me know. Was it 56 or 57? I'm going to wait. It was 56, okay, he don't get a slap. I thought it was 57, okay.
Field goal range is not a binary thing. It's not either you're in it or you're out of it. Once you get in it, you can get in better field goal range. And McCarthy's his excuses after the game were absurd. He was like, well, we had a guy come off the field who wasn't supposed to, and the clock in the stadium went out. Buddy, you had a timeout. You had 33 seconds left and a timeout. Call it and try to make it closer. Because he made the field goal, McCarthy's skating on it. So it's a good win. They should feel happy they're 1-1. But McCarthy needs to go to Clock Management 101. I teach a seminar via Zoom on Saturdays. It's $150, half hour. You'll be better, buddy. Sign up for it. That's bad, Jenna. That part was bad.
That was a good one from him. So, like I said, I wasn't going to talk bad about Mike McCarthy last night or what have you. I let myself sleep on it a little bit. But, that clock management can't come back to hunt us. But just because he didn't start off at that point, he started off with the good stuff and then ended on the negative. So I could tell him just to lean forward. Hold on to your hair. I don't want to knock that hair piece off. Hold on right quick. Boy, he crying like Godzilla now, boy. Look at that. Oh, my gosh, man. Oh, okay. All right, slap the Godzilla out of him. All right, so Hey, I'm gonna leave him alone though. He might come and report me for violence, cyberbullying and all of this other stuff. So, shout out to him, man. Great points. But next time, start off with the, in management 101. We got a philosophy, as it called, build, break, build. You got a good employee. You got somebody that you don't want to say, you're a horrible piece of person, being late all the time. You don't have this in order. You don't have that in order, But you want to tell them, hey, you want to say something positive about a person, and then you want to slide the negative in, and then you always want to leave off with the positive. Never leave off with the negative. So that's the management 101 for everybody who's inspired to be a business manager or what have you. And that's why I give him that. Oh my goodness, man. All right, so we got one more. I love slapping these guys, man. I love slapping them. All right, so let me see if I can find this other one right quick. Oh yeah. We got to find these guys right here. Hold on. I wish I could resend a slap for Shay Sharp on the last statement right here, but I will resend a slap for him for that one if I can find a way, because he spoke some good stuff on that.
The refs were out to get Jerry Jones because the league's out to get him because they don't like him.
Okay, got.
Yeah. So that was the end of that. Quick phone calls, man. The line is open for those who already have the number. The number is, let me pull it up on the screen, 657. Write that down, 390-7391 is the hotline for your mind. And we're going to get this phone thing going. Hold on, let me get the pictures out the way. And spit your mind. Spit what's on your thoughts. We're going to start it off with 2 minutes or what have you, because I'm pressed for time. Let me find that line number. Here we go. Bam. Yeah. So that's the call-in number. And I got about, we got a couple seconds here. All right, see, I got my guy right here, D. What's good, man? 409, you live.
Hey, what's up, Law? Making this a habit, huh?
Yeah, dog. It's all good, man. Shoot, you got the good Midas touch, man. You get right on in there, man. What's good?
Oh, yeah. Nah, man, just, man, I find it real funny. I don't see no Cowboy coverage after a win, huh? I'm flipping back from ESPN to ESPN2 to NFL Network, and
right,
and they hit it and quit it now.
Yeah, they jump in and they jump out,
They jump in and jump out.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, they're gonna talk, because the biggest thing, their biggest focus is what? Clock management this week.
Right.
We get this win. Had it been the other way around, Justin Herbert, he was spectacular in the fourth quarter, and he let his team down and put them in field goal position.
Mm-hmm.
But they want to focus more on the clock management than what the boys did because they was talking about the deficits all week, huh? It was another impossible win for us, huh?
Yeah.
Kevin Sharp wants to focus more again. He wanted to focus more on the fact that Randy Gregory was out and the fact that their backup right tackle was going to be in there. And then he wants to go around talking about how the penalties, the Cowboys won because the Chargers shot themselves in the foot. Well, last time I checked, sir, when your line is holding a lot, that means your offensive line got something that they can't handle.
Get them.
So we took them penalties. We took their cookies. We crumbled them, and we ate them right in their face. They ain't give us nothing.
Earned every beat of it, man.
So I don't want to hear nothing about that because every time the team out of suddenly is trash or young or has growing pains to overcome, y'all weren't saying that before the game. Like you say, Law, just keep that same energy.
Man, my goodness, man. You spitting the truth over here. I should have had an umbrella over here, man. Yeah, they hate us, man. They hate us so bad, fam. But I appreciate you for calling in, fam. Tariq, what's good, man? You live, fam?
Yeah, what's good, Law? How you doing, man?
Nothing to it, man. Talk to me.
Yeah, man. My whole thing is like this. Good win. Good team win. Parsons, yeah, he impressed me.
Yeah.
My whole thing is like I'm gonna keep saying it like everybody else. Let's get AB off this dang on field, man. He just, oh my God, man. Every time they throw the ball, I be like, oh, but it ain't going to 30. Ah, damn, it's going to 30. Or even Jalen played all right. He played okay.
Yeah.
You know, he's not a world beater, but he did okay for the role he played yesterday.
Facts,
I'm not too down on him. You know what I mean? But that dang Anthony Brown, they keep targeting that cat, man. You know, and I'm just like, man, I know they see what we seeing. You know, he got to have somebody up there in the box that's with him. But other than that, though, Kellen Moore, with him is the red zone efficiency, man. It's like we can move the ball up and down the field, but it's like every time we get in between the 20, you know what I mean, or in the goal line area, it's like this dude keeps stalling out. I'm tired of all these field goals. You know what I mean? I want us to have an offense that we're like, we can punch it in. We get down here, we're going to punch it in. You know what I mean? Because the defense already showing that we're going to get turnovers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, quit leaving points out there, man, on the field. That, you know what I mean? Let's get down here and let's score, you know? But other than that, I really ain't got too much to complain about, man. I just hope that they move in. I hope that Micah's not on the line this next game, because we don't need him to spy on.
Yeah.
He got to spy on Hurts, because Hurts going to run.
Yeah. And
he gonna run, man.
He gonna run, and Sanders. That dude ain't nobody just needs that too, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Good call from you, man. Good stuff, man. All right, we running through this. I got my guy 818. You live?
Yo, what up, Law? How's it going, brother?
Doing great, man. Talk to me.
I was actually at the game yesterday, man, and
yeah.
I gotta say, it was at least 70% Cowboys fans up in there. It was pretty beautiful to see.
I heard.
Yo. I like I said, like everybody else is saying, man, Anthony Brown, they keep targeting my boy, but hey, I think good things are to come when we get Calvin Joseph back.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Anthony Brown, I think he has potential, bro. I really do. I just they just gotta go and coach him and coach him up and let him know, like, bro, they're targeting you, so
it's done, fam. He didn't had. Oh no, you must. He didn't turn over on downs. I didn't kick you out. You kick yourself out, man. Hey, you see that what happened when you said something about Anthony Brown? That what happened, dog. You called back in, but I didn't kick you out. You kicked yourself. I promise you, I didn't hit the mute on him. 202, you live.
Hey, what's going on, Law?
Not much. This is the Glenn Law over here, man. What's good with you, man, with the whole law firm? What's good with you, man?
Oh, man, it's going well. It's a beautiful Monday when the Cowboys win.
So, oh, yeah.
I enjoy your show, and I definitely was looking forward to it today. So, real quick, I got 2 quick points I want to get your views on. One offense and one defense. So, on the offense, we're definitely stalling out, like the last caller said, in the red zone.
Yeah.
And I want to get your thoughts on, I think I've identified the problem. I think ever since Jason Witten started kind of declining in his last couple of years, I think our red zone woes have increased. And so what I think the problem is that I think the tight ends we got are okay between the 20 and the 20. But something happens to those tight ends where it's like they shrink.
Facts.
You know what I mean? And in order to actually, I think, thrive in the red zone, you got to have a tight end that commands attention, because then your wide receivers will open up, and your tight end usually is a good blocker, so your running game should excel. So my solution is to take out the tight end package and go 3 wide receivers, stick a fullback in there, and let's see if Zeke can go to work or play action pass with the wide receivers. So I want to get your thoughts on that.
So you're talking about more so of a 20 personnel, the running back and the fullback, and just get creative from there.
Yeah. Because if those tight ends can't do anything beyond, inside the red zone, then I say get them out of there, because neither one of them do it for me in the red zone.
You'll be surprised when you go back and look at the earlier parts of like how many touchdowns when they inserted Rod Smith, or when they inserted Keith Smith in there, when those 2016 moments, you'll be surprised how much that was benefiting the team. But I appreciate you, Glenn. Good call from him. Glenn was right. You just got to figure out a way. You got to figure out a way when we get into the red zone to use more of the 20 personnel. And since you have to me personally, hear me out, Cowboy Nation. To me personally, when we look at Tony Pollard, he's no slouch when he get the ball in his hand, right? So I believe that you can line it up at 20 or 21 personnel with Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard. I believe that put a lot of stress on the defense because at the end of the day, teams are looking at it like we're going to stop Ezekiel Elliott at all costs. Oh, we're going to have to worry about Lamb. Oh, we got to worry about Amari Cooper. You will put more stress on the opposing team when you get into the red zone when you have Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard on the backfield in the red zone. It's not that hard. But to me, my biggest gripe with Kellen Moore, he will see something that's going great, going good, and then he'll go away from it. We were moving the ball all the way down the field, and then we got into like a 2nd and 5. Y'all remember that play? Then he wanted to throw a pass to the flat. What even to the flat? It was like an out pass. What kind of? It was a crazy pass to CeeDee Lamb. And now we're 3rd and 9. And now on 3rd and 9, we got into another shotgun situation. Dak got sacked. Now it's 3rd and forever, right? 4th and 19 or something like that. And we punt the ball. We had to delay a game and then we punt the ball. And I was sitting there like, no, Kellen, go to your bread and butter play. Keep doing it until they stop it. But then when they stop it, give them the same look, then you can pass it. I digress. 240, what do you know? DMB.
Yo, what's going on, La?
Nothing to it, fam. What you got?
I just want to mention somebody talking about Kellen Moore's red zone efficiency. I think really we only have about 4 drives in that last game because we had the game-winning field goal drive, which is 1 drive, and then we had the one before half.
Facts.
Which was like that crazy play with CD. Besides that, Justin Herbert stayed on the field for too long because the refs weren't giving them holding calls, and he's probably the most efficient quarterback on 3rd down in the NFL right now.
Facts.
So our offense really wasn't on the field for that long. Looking at the game again, so I think Kellen Moore. Even the times we were on the field, we were kind of efficient, and we just had 1 red zone time where we didn't get a touchdown, where we had that field goal, which made it 17, which made us get 17 points. So I think he did well in the red zone, but I do agree that we need some type of tight end presence because I don't see us like necessarily drawing up plays for the tight ends in the red zone at all.
Yeah, who do you trust, DMV, right now? You got money on the line out of Jarwin and Schultz in the red zone. What play would you draw up? Who do you trust?
So I like the Chiefs offense. So I'll probably run something like a bootleg or something, especially with the big threat for Zeke. Like most red zone offenses have some type of play action bootleg.
Right, like a roll. Yeah. I got you. Go ahead.
We don't see that many wide open receivers in the red zone for us like other teams do because most teams are selling out to stop the run. It's not that other teams aren't selling out to stop the run against us. I just think that we're not letting Dak take those bootleg rollout plays. But we used to, especially when Jason Witten was there, because I remember Jason Witten had a nice bootleg touchdown. That's the last time I ever seen one in the red zone against the Bills in 2019.
Good call for you, DMV. All right, we got the 336. You in the mix?
Yes, sir. So,
go ahead.
Just being honest, Bones Fossil, the aggressive 4th and 20, going for a punt block, teaching them just not to jump. And in the Tampa Bay game, not to jump. I mean, we're saving yards and penalties. Our offense is good enough. Our defense is producing turnovers. Just sit back and run punt coverage, get a good return.
Facts. Yeah, I agree.
It's plain and simple. Coach McCarthy, Kellen Moore can't see the camera, can't see the clock. It's gibberish. They need to know when to call a timeout, when not to. If they can't figure it out, just get Jason Garrett back in the building. He'll do the same thing.
Right. Hey, is it the L.A. Rams coach? They got a guy that sits right beside him to let him know what's going on within the game. I forgot the coach's name over there in the L.A. Rams. But don't they have a guy like that? I think Mike McCarthy needs that, huh?
He needs a water boy beside him at all times with a jug of water and a play sheet.
Right. Facts,
all right,
man.
Law, thank you.
Appreciate you, man. Boy, he scored a quick touchdown. I like that one. All right, 7:06, you're live. 2-minute drill.
What's going on,
Good
Rob?
with you, man. Talk to me.
I was thinking about the Parsons pick. It's almost like we got 2 first-round picks.
Okay, break it down.
Well, you think about it, he got a linebacker. It's almost we drafted a linebacker, and we also got a defensive end. If you want a pass rush, you see what I'm saying? It's almost like, well, if he can give you just third down pass rush and give you about 8 sacks or 9 sacks this year, that's like having a first round draft pick at defensive end almost.
Right.
Or however you look at it, and then just him playing just linebacker, period. Middle linebacker outside the the versatility is almost like you could have got 2 others. You would have had to draft a second round pick and a third round pick to pick up his production. What it's looking like with Parsons. From whatever other linebacker you want, you get Quiddy play, pick Quiddy pay, and what other linebacker was in the draft this year.
Man,
what I'm saying is, Parsons' production gonna equal 2 players. 2 first-round picks, whatever linebacker you want, and whatever defensive end you're going to be able to combine them, and Parsons is going to outdo both of them.
Mm-hmm. Hold on right
and
quick.
Then,
Go ahead.
And then I was saying, with Fihoko, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's going about 6'4", 220. I think he kind of should get some tight end reps. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to be tough for him to get in there at wide receiver. You're already 220 pounds. You should be able to get out there and fit in behind Jeremy Sprinkle. That could be a little tool Kellen Moore can use.
No doubt. Appreciate it for the 706. My thing is, Fihoko, when you see him on the field, you're going to yell out, pass, because he's not going to block anybody. He's a slack guy, and he don't have any tight end presence in his body right now. So I wouldn't want him to gain any weight. I'd just like for him to just understand and pick up the playbook, work on his releases, and hopefully we will see him down the line. But as far as Fihoko being a tight end, no. Give me Noah Brown if that's the case in the scenario. At least Noah can block. So that was a good observation. But as far as 2 first-round draft picks as it relates to Parsons, you only got 1. And my thing is, let's not get too cute with it. Let's continue to put him in places where he can win. If you need him close to the LOS, depending on the team that you plan, you put him on the LOS. But if you need to play him at Mike, play him at Mike. Like, for example, this game, Parson would be beneficial or more beneficial to us as the Mike opposed to being on one side of the field and relegated, because I don't want to see him only playing 39 snaps, by the way. I want to see Parson playing. I don't want to see him on the bench. No. You paid that much money for him. You get you get those results and resources of him playing on the field, not watching. So the only way you can get that done is him playing out there. So that's just all I'm thinking of. Put Parson on the field. I got my guy Willie D. What's good, man? What's good? Willie D.
It's saying I'm muted.
You
can you hear me?
Yeah, you live now, man. You live. You good?
Now, man, look. First of all, that one caller, he's right. He the nail on the head. Hit the nail on the head, whatever. He said about the coaching and all.
Mm-hmm.
talking about that fake when them boys went out for that punt. Like, why? And the whole quarter, we was on the field. But anyways, I really want to call about Michael Parsons. Like yesterday, I said he's a dog.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm starting to feel like this. I ain't feel like this in 1998 when Randy Moss hit the league. I had like a man crush on him. So right now, early this morning, I posted on Facebook. I said, I posted Michael Parsons playing high school football. I said, this dude right here, he got my football dingling. I got a man crush on this dude, man. I ain't seen a player that play on the defensive side of the ball like Randy Moss did his first year with Minnesota. His first year in Minnesota, he damn near won MVP.
Yeah.
That dude caught 17 touchdowns and had like 1,400 yards.
No.
I gotta get you. Willie D, man.
I feel like this kid having the same kind of imprints on this defense that Randy Moss had with that team. He got my football dingling to the bus.
Oh my God, man. Oh my gosh, man. I appreciate you, Willie D, man. OMG, Willie D. Now, I don't know if I should just say Willie D now. I'm going to just say Willie. I'm going to call you Willie now. I'm going to put the D in there, man. Oh, Willie D. Willie. All right. 908, you're live. 908.
My man Law, I'm a big fan of yours, baby. And listen, Willie D, I feel you on that last one. I ain't picking up like you are, but I know what you mean, baby.
I feel him what he's saying, but I ain't finna flip this table over right now for my man part. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God,
man. Listen, Law, man. I want to talk about this whole coaching staff. I know a lot of people nitpicking a lot of a couple of mistakes here and there.
Right.
But I think what everybody has to look at and kind of put into realization is the fact that this is the first year for this coaching staff. Last year was a throwaway. Once the injuries started piling up, once everything started happening, we were just trying to hang on to the end of the season to kind of look at the way we were coaching, the way we were running things. It was just like, insert guy, let's run it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
This year, you can tell there's a plan. There's an attack. There's a plan A, B, and C. In the past, we never had anything past plan A. The fact that Micah Parsons is being moved around and used like the queen on a chessboard shows you that this coaching staff is not thinking the way the other coaching staff and other regimes were.
Facts.
I haven't seen this type of versatility in players and in scheme since maybe Jimmy. Because if you look at the way Jason Garrett ran his schemes, they were very player has to be player dominant.
Right.
Now we got the players and the scheme to beat you. So now we're coming at you from two sides. You thinking about Game of Thrones when they hit you with the double entendre. What they do? They have the horses on one side, horses on the other side, and they come in from both sides of envelop you.
Yeah.
And that's the Cowboys now from moving on as from a scheme and a thinking standpoint, where everything's coming together, where we're just crashing you from both sides and you don't know where it's coming from or how we're doing it.
No doubt, man.
So I just want to say that for anybody out there thinking about the coaching staff, think about how we're doing things now, and really in only 2 games.
No doubt, man. Good call for you, man. Good call for you.
Thank you, baby.
That's a good call for him. All right, we got the 804. You live.
Hello?
You live in the mix. What's good?
What's up, Law?
Nothing to it, man. Talk to me.
Yeah, I'm concerned about the special teams. I'm feeling like what they doing at the special team practices at meetings, because it seems like they playing Madden or something, man. I don't think they're getting it right. And as far as the management with the coaching, McCarthy, I'm not feeling that. And I think our defense playing good enough for us to win. And I think we got to get that red zone offense together. What you think about them points?
Red zone. You got to utilize Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott. I want to have the defenses of the opposing team standing up all night, sitting there saying to themselves, "Who do we cover? Do we cover CD? Do we move and rotate the safety over where Amari Cooper at? Oh, they got Tony Pollard and Ezekiel. Do we crash in on the? Do we bite into the fake?" This is what I'm really trying to do. I'm trying to give Tony Pollard that inch. I believe Tony Pollard, if he can get that inch, he'll take it a mile. And then once they bite into that bait, I'm flipping it up and I'm having Ezekiel Elliott to march right inside, for the touchdown. That's the type of game that I'm doing. That's the type of game I'm doing. That's my game plan.
Yeah, I'd rather for them to do that too, because like we got caught up in like throwing them strings to the receivers, the bubble strings, whatever. I feel like if we would have ran Ezekiel swung it out to Tony Pollard, I think we would have got more yardage out there than getting stuck with like those 39s and stuff like that.
Oh my goodness,
it's kind of blowing me.
Yeah, and then the craziest thing of it all, Chief, when we look into this, think about this. You can even have Dak Prescott to have his hand into the mix with some quarterback keepers and stuff like that when you get into the red. It's all possible, man. It's all possible.
I think they kind of like not trying to run Dak as much, because like one of those players I thought Dak should have kept it and ran, and he passing it on. I don't think the coaches wanted him to run so much this year.
I think that is a situation. But when I'm in the red zone and I got Dak Prescott and I got Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott on the field at the same time, I believe that they're going to be so fixated on trying to stop Dak or trying to stop Ezekiel that it will be one of those situations where he's walking in without being touched. That's just how I look at it. There could be some plays like that. And I know this is not Madden, I know, but I just think that we can be a little bit better, man, in that situation in the red zone if you just insert number 20.
Yeah, I think so, too.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, man. Good call from Robert. 972, you live.
Hey, Lo, how you doing?
Not much, man. Talk to me.
First of all, I want to give a bigger shout out to Dalton Schultz, because Dalton Schultz has slowly became my favorite tight end. He do a lot of the gritty work, and I'm proud of his progression and where he came.
Right.
But I would like to add an additional receiver. I feel like if we run more for a wide receiver sets, we can open up Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott, because they add another additional weapon that you have to worry about. As far as on defense, I want to give a big shout out to Diggs. I really think Diggs is going to lead the league in interceptions this year, because going up against CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper paid dividends, and you can see it every week. That's all I have to say. Appreciate you, Law.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you. Quick touchdown from 972. Good call from everybody, man. I thank everybody who called in for this episode. That was the last call that was in the queue. I felt like this was a good one, man. Y'all got in, got the 2 minutes going, and, hey, it was a great one. How many interceptions J.C. Jackson got so far? Let me pull that up, because he was available. You had to pay, I think they wanted what they wanted for J.C. Jackson during this offseason. But damn it, we're going to have Boss Cowboy. We're going to not Boss Cowboy. Shout out to my dog. He must be on my mind. We're going to have Boss Man Fat come in. But let me just double check. J.C. Jackson. Come on now. Not J.C. Penny. Let's see. Let me see. Stats. Let's see what we got here. He had 2 yesterday. He had 2 yesterday, 9 last season, 5 the previous season, and 3 his rookie year. So he got a total of 19 interceptions. If anybody is going to be leading the NFL at interception, it'll be this guy right here, J.C. Jackson. So Diggs might can get him, because Diggs got 2 interceptions for the season so far. but going the pace that this thing normally is normally J.C. Jackson. And, dog it, I don't know, man. You know, how y'all feel about J.C. Jackson, man? Let me know. Gary Bryant. You know, I thought that the Cowboys should have just pulled the trigger on him. And I was saying that, before the draft even hit, that you know for sure that dude right there mixed in with Diggs would be a good lethal combination. You don't have to wait to see whether or not he can pick up the system or he can, learn something or what have you. I would have gave up a what they wanted. They wanted a second or third round draft pick for JC. Y'all help me out. What they wanted for JC Jackson, because everybody was saying appreciate you. Where we at? Everybody was saying Stephon Gilmore. I was sitting there like, shoot, give me J.C. Jackson. You know, he's young. How old J.C. Jackson is? Let me see. Let's see, J.C. Jackson, because he's still young, Age, let's see. He's 25. Diggs just turned 24. Now, hopefully, my biggest hope would be if Kelvin Joseph can be like a J.C. Jackson. That's my only hope of it, right? Yeah, so he's 25. Yeah, no to Sherman. Yeah, don't kick the can on Sherman. Roll the dice. What is the age? What did they want it for him? They didn't want no 2 firsts. They didn't want no 2 first-round draft picks. Diggs is playing like a GOAT. Yeah. Oh, I can only imagine. But we have to sit back and wait now to see whether or not Boss Man come in. I feel you. I hope that he can do exactly what J.C. Jackson is doing and these sorts of things. Yeah, 25 is not that old, though, Smooth. He's not an old 25. I don't think he's that old, but he had a great win. We had a great win yesterday. Cowboy Nation, I really appreciate each and every last one of you all for tuning in. Let's get these super chats in. Appreciate y'all for the super chats.
I think our offense could be like the Chiefs, if you know what I mean.
There's offense, defense. Let me see what we have over here. Who made that donation? Let me see. Appreciate you, though. The name went away. Appreciate you for the donation, though. You think our offense or our defense can be like the Chiefs? Let me know. Can you repeat that? You don't have to make the donation for it, but let's see.
Get off Jalen. He played okay yesterday. Cowboys Nation has something personal against him. When he plays well, keep his name out your mouth. He didn't play bad yesterday. It should never be personal.
Let's see.
I'm reading tweets. Giants aka Midgets fans are mad we not 0-2 like stop being beat by field goals. Man shrugging.
Okay, that's Jay Verse. Appreciate you. All right, who else we got over here? Appreciate y'all for the donation. Tiffany, appreciate you as well. Let me go all the way. Is Tiff?
How about them Cowboys? Fire, missed you nation, football.
Appreciate you for the donation, Tiffany. Appreciate you. Off the top ropes. Let's go all the way back up because I think I found it. It was this one, I believe. Come on, baby. We looking it up. Oh, it's gone. So we have here the Prime. Is it Jubo Timus Prime? Is it get off of Jalen? Played okay yesterday. Cowboy Nation have something personal against him. When he plays well, keep his name out of your mouth. All right, so I feel you on this one. Jalen Smith played 16 snaps or 16 reps against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This last game, he played 54 reps and against Justin Herbert's led offense. Now, if the Cowboys do decide to keep, hear me out, Parsons at the edge there, he's going to get north of 50 snaps again, and that's Jalen Smith. I'm with the belief, and I'm not hating, I'm not selling or denigrating Jalen, but I would like for those reps, if it's back to linebacker, for those reps to be on Parsons. That's just my observation. That's just my thoughts. Let me know how you guys feel. Would you rather have Parsons at the edge against the Eagles, or would you rather have Parsons playing linebacker? And let me know about that. But I feel what you're saying about that and this, or what have you. Somebody said the Chief is overrated. No, I don't think that. But let me know where you guys would like to have Parsons as a linebacker against the Eagles, or would you rather have him on the edge? And you have Jalen covering, That's just all I'm going to say with that. I ain't going to beat the dude while he led the team in tackles. But I will tell you guys this. Let's formulate our mind to the positive things, right? We are now 1-1. 1-1. We could easily be 2-0 if the aficionados didn't have their toe all into the waters and things, right? We could have easily been there. And you know how that thing goes, the refs, they poke up and be like, yeah. They like to put their fingers all into this thing. We could have easily last game had 3 interceptions, juxtaposed to only 2, right? So I want people to understand this. When we play every single week, there's 3 teams out there. The Dallas Cowboys and the opposition. And those doggone refs. Where they at? There they go. So we got to figure out a way to beat the opposition and the refs. Or not let the refs be too much in control of the game, right? Get out the way, ref. That's what we got to do. I'm not sitting here saying that, it's not possible, but it's possible. We just saw this game. We got to play a clean game. We got to play a precise game. When the ball hit our hands, we got to take it. Because they tried to craft up a situation and scenario that if KZ didn't catch that interception, lo and behold, who knows what would have happened, right? If Diggs didn't get up under there and got his hands inside, who knows what would have happened, right? So that's what I'm talking about. We got to get to the ball and take it. Cowboy Nation, we do. We do. Yeah, LVE had a good game too. Yeah. I see you down there. Appreciate you, A to Z Media. Appreciate you. Y'all be sure to check them out. Be sure to check out Tiffany's page. She's all over Instagram with great content. Great content. Write this down. I say this on all of my closings. If you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time and your peace and your sleep for it, if all of your desires of it makes you quite mad enough that you don't get tired of it, and it makes you hold all of the things tawdry and cheap for it, if life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you'll gladly go out there and sweat for it and fret for it and plan for it and lose all terror of God or man for it, if you would simply, just simply go after the thing you want with all of your capacity, strength, and sagacity, with faith, hope, and confidence, and stern pertinacity. If neither cold poverty or famish or fame or sickness of body or brain can turn you away from the thing you want, if dark and grim, and proceed and beset it like Terrence Steele, with the help of Almighty, you will get it. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. And if you're listening at this point, and if you have not hit that like button,
shame. Shame.
If you listening at this point, and if you had not shared this content, come on. Come on now.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Oh, but I'm getting crunk now, baby. If you watching right now and you're not sitting back and enjoying. I'm talking about absolutely enjoying the victory from last night. You're not enjoying the victory.
You must be out of your goddamn mind.
Come on now. Enjoy that win, baby. We got all this day to enjoy that win, and then we can focus on those other teams. Let's go. Share this content if not.
Shame.
Appreciate you, Tiffany.
Shame.
Hey, y'all know what's finna happen right now. It's time. Oh, it's time, baby. It's time. It's time to roll credits. Let's roll those credits, baby. Yeah. Come on. Let's go. Yeah. Come on.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
This is Sparta!
I want me some glory hole.
It's one time, baby. Yeah.
I ran up a check, I might do it again. Enemies close, have me thinking they're friends. 10 toes down, I'll be free until the end. Crib outside the city, I don't feel safe in my hands. Took so many years, I'm just waiting for the wins. I'm in debt to no one but the one who took my sins. I do it for real, there's no reason to pretend. If I do it once, I do it again.
Put down where y'all from, baby.
Add it up,
yeah. Come on.
Euro, peso,
come on, Nation.
Add it up,
let's go.
Me, everything is on me, oh you matter what. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me, oh you matter what. Add it up. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up.
If y'all really think the Eagles gonna win next week, come on now.
I do roll like a Mack truck.
Shout out to you, Mark.
I'm a copper farm and go act up. Lot of scars, I was cold hearted, now I'm back up. Keep it real, I do this once a month. I don't rap much. I just take the money and go stack up. Only buying car cards, take it tatted up. All that other bull, it don't matter much. You only climb me, I put the ladders up. No fault. I done doubled up on the workload. I think I fell in love with the bankroll. Pray up, get money, then we lay low. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up.
Let's stop the music right quick for all the Eagles fans out there. Why don't y'all just lean forward just a little bit for all that noise y'all was talking in my chat. Go to your room. Give you one more before you go into your room. Slap the. Hey. Ho. Let's go. We out, baby. Come on. We ready. It's straight war action now. Shout out to Picking You. Mississippi. Come on. Hey. All right. Hey.
Take a drag of my cigarette. Breathe me out. Breathe you in.
That's a preview of what Parsons is going to do to Jalen Hurts. Come on.
Save the last bite for you. For you. Don't let the street lights hit you all alone. You know it's dangerous to go alone. Don't let the street lights hit you. Can I I'll follow wherever you go, whatever you do. Play it too. If a paper crane can fly, then forever doesn't feel that far. So far, so far. If a paper crane can fly, then forever doesn't feel that far. So far, so far. If a paper crane can fly, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on.
Fatality.
You have to.